Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Yep, unless you have lived under a rock, we all saw this coming. The day has finally arrived. Each and every one of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And we are going to get to that particular thing that I am talking about, that y'all know about. But let's get through some other stuff first. Okay, Cody. This whole beef with Cody and Drew has literally come out of nowhere. Nowhere, none whatsoever. And it is just the stupidest, idiotic thing, or probably among the stupid, idiotic things that I've seen today. Besides, well, you know. So after talking to James and Maxie coming to the room, Maxie asked a very important question. What is your issue with Drew? Right? Like, where is this coming from? And you know what it boils down to? Him sitting there saying that I've been trying to be a good guy, I've been sitting there trying to be a good guy and everything like that. And where has it gotten me to? I lost Sasha. And to sit there and see Drew, what the? Wait, let me get this straight. You're telling me that because things didn't work out with Sasha, which is very melodramatic, by the way, and I want to sit there and emphasize that. You see Drew, and he's doing some shady stuff, and yet you feel like he's still somehow winning in life. So you want to quote unquote knock him down a couple of pegs. I guess he just is going to totally forget about his own shitty past when he came into Port Charles. But yet he has the audacity again to sit there and judge Drew. That is not just laughable, it is just straight up idiotic. Rocco's not exactly on board with Dante marrying Sam, and I'm trying to give him a bit of slack, which I normally don't do, because he is still a kid, and he's sitting there wondering, what about mom? Now, if he was older and he said something like that, I'd be like, you mean mom who has been in a coma for, what, 10 years now? Are you serious? But because he's a teenager, he wants his mom back with his dad, and he has to sit there and go through this whole thing, this whole paragraph about how Sam has brought light into the family and giving them sisters and brothers and siblings and stuff like that, and how, it was really hard and it was dark times until Sam came into their lives. Now, I have thought that relationship has always been weird because, well, hell, they share a sister or a brother. Yeah, a sister. So I've always found it weird, but it is what it is. But, the more he talks about it, the more it seems like Rocco is starting to be a little on board, which ultimately does not matter because we all know why. So Sasha wakes up from her night of drinking, and she wakes up next to Michael, who also came to the bar and was drinking after what he heard about, after hearing about Willow kissing Drew. Which I'm gonna be honest, it was disappointing. It was disappointing. Like, there was no anger, there was no you getting upset, yelling, hitting Drew, any of the above. He just walked out, and that was it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And part of me just looks at that and can't help but sit there and think, and I know this sounds kind of dickish, but do you think that's why she cheated on you? Like, seriously, like, I'm not sitting there saying that you gotta be fighting and doing anything like that to Drew, but god damn, can you have some stones and sit there and talk to your wife or yell at your wife or do something along those lines? You just walk out like a mouse and you run away from your goddamn problems and you decide to sit there and get drunk and you hook up with Sasha. That's how you sit there and deal with your marriage. And I'm gonna get the Willow's ass in a minute. But yeah, she wakes up. Michael wakes up. She does sit there and tell him, "Hey, listen, I knew about the whole kiss thing. Um, I didn't really know what I should do." And Michael was like, "Hey, listen, you were just being a friend. You were caught up in the middle. I'm not upset with you." He's more upset with Drew than he is with Willow, which I'm just like, "Are you kidding me?" I think he should be mad at both of them equally. But he finds out that ain't kissed just once, but twice. Because the first time he was like, okay, listen, I'm mad, I'm upset, but I can find a way to forgive that. Because the first time he could sit there and see that as an accident. Second time, it's a choice. So I'm just sitting there thinking, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with that? Willow, who I do not feel bad for at all whatsoever, is not, it gets a knock on the door from Drew's dumbass. And Willow has the same question that I have. Why are you here? Why are you here for? He comes over to sit there and apologize to Willow and to sit there and try to talk to Michael. Yeah, that's all I'll sit there and think about that one for a hot minute. Now, Willow does what she usually has been doing in this situation, whining and crying about how her marriage is important, her family's important, and she wants to sit there and try to save it, and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, boo, you put yourself in this position in the first place. So I really don't care. But then she gets upset with Drew, sitting there saying, why did you sit there and blindside me? Why would you sit there, like practically about to torpedo my marriage or whatever? I was like, no, 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 no. We're not doing this. This is what we're not going to do. Yes, Drew is at fault, is partially at fault for your marriage ending. But you also wrecked your home. So we're not just going to sit there and put all the blame on Drew. Just like we're not going to put all the blame on Sasha, which she also sat there and said, well, why would she sit there and do that? Why would she sit there, she destroyed my marriage? No, 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 no. Boo. Your actions is what destroyed your marriage. So I don't even understand what she's sitting there coming out with the whole, well, Sasha didn't say anything. Well, if you didn't kiss him, then you wouldn't be in this position. So, like, again, we're not going to sit there and play boo boo the fool. We're not doing that. Now, I guess she was partly upset because, Drew was just saying, don't say anything, just kind of keep it chill, whatever, and, our feelings will just dissipate. And she was like, I wanted the chance to sit there and try to tell him to make him, to make him understand. I was like, well, you had a while to do that. I don't understand in your tiny mind how you thought you were going to be able to tell him tonight, and that was going to be okay, and like he was going to sit there and find out from other people, and still not have the same reaction that he had. Like, you screwed up. That's the bottom line. So, I'm not here for it. Trina and Portia had a scene, which, honestly, to tell you the truth, you could either watch or not watch and not really miss much. They both talk about Heather Webber being gone, leaving town, and so they're happy and relieved about that. Then they get into this whole conversation about how Trina has a partner that's been absentee and how she is annoyed and frustrated with it. And it honestly, to tell you the truth, the rest of that scene does not go anywhere. Um, So yeah. Now we get to I think the last part, and that is of course Sam and Alexis. We all knew that this was coming. This is why the internet is kind of a blessing and a curse in a lot of ways, because well, one, it's a blessing because I wouldn't be able to do this, sit there and be talking about this stuff, but also somewhat a kind of a curse because again, we knew that the actress um, was leaving the show, being fired from the show. And I got to sit there and say that just as a whole, before I get into it, it's pretty lame. It's 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 really for 20 something years of her being on this show. I gotta sit there and say that I am truly disappointed with the way that they killed her off. They could have did so much more better. Had to go out like an actual G for somebody who has been with this show for a long time. Y'all picked a pretty lame ass story to end her character. They're talking about her marriage for the most part, about her being married to Dante and how she's happy and excited and everything like that. And everything is like all good in the hood. Meanwhile, you got Jason taking Scout and Danny, to go and see Sam. So, conversation's going well. Out of nowhere, Jason turns over. Well, actually, Jason sees the nurse, I think Portia, Liz, and some other people run into a certain direction. And you see Alexis walking back out and looks at Jason. And right then, you already know. You already know. So Jason tells Danny to take Scout to Kelly's. And, Danny just, he doesn't really question it or anything like that. He doesn't sit there and say really why. He's just like, okay, you know what? Let me just do this. So he takes Scout to Bobby's. It's like Kelly's. And at this point, she just crashes. And Alexis kind of fills in the blank. Like 1 minute she was fine, and next minute she couldn't talk. Her face was white, and she just like that. And the thing is, it's not uncommon. It does happen where 1 minute you're fine, and the next minute, I guess it kind of takes me back to This Is Us with Jack. Like 1 minute he was fine, next minute Rebecca comes back and they're like, yeah, he died. Which again was somewhat kind of lame the way that they did it, but yeah, you have Lucas and Portia and Liz, and they're trying to resuscitate her, and after about 30 minutes, unfortunately, they had to sit there and call it. And so that's pretty much how she dies. She just dies at the hospital, which is like. And the thing is, most people, especially most people in my chat, knew that she was going to sit there and go out like that. And I kind of knew it too, but I was hoping for something better. Unfortunately, we all got disappointed by it. So, yeah. And my feelings are very somewhat mixed about it. Because I knew sometime this week that she was going. And so, when she started to crash, it is kind of an intense scene. I think it's more of an intense scene for anyone who has been in a hospital with a family member. It kind of just like, I don't want to say this as like um, PTSD or anything like that, but it does kind of hit you a certain way. But then on the other hand, you're like, yeah, we all knew this was coming. So at this point, it's kind of just like drawn out for the last 30 minutes of the episode. Anyway, I feel like that is the general gist of this episode. Kind of curious to sit there and see how Brock is going to do his review or what his thoughts is. I haven't really got a chance to sit there and watch any of his videos lately as much as I wanted to because, well, pretty much full time job and doing all four of the soaps. So I'm very curious. I'm curious about his take. Curious about Dion's take, Dion Corner or GH Envy. I know he's doing his live stream tonight, and I know people are going to be sitting there asking him on his take, and Kyrie's, of course, and Cat Lady if she's doing a video tonight. I'm very kind of curious about other people's opinion on it. Hmm. My mind is still kind of racing about it, so maybe I'll do a separate video. I mean, I've done a couple of videos about like the actual actress and her leaving and the whole drama and everything like that, but I don't know. My mind is still kind of racing from everything, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do a separate video on just her leaving or the character leaving and my thoughts on it and everything. But as far as the death scene, yeah, it's not. Here's the thing. It's not the worst, but you expect not just because she's been on the show for 20 something years, but like when I used to sit there and watch it back in the day, when a character would go out, they would go out. You know what I'm saying? Like they would go out in an epic way. Not you know could have been better. That's what I'm gonna say. Anyway, if I missed anything, write it in the comment section below. I'll come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll be sitting there talking about this show, her exit, the whole thing in general, as well as the other three soap operas, which is Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. I only actually wound up doing reviews on the other two. I don't know if I'm actually going to put them out though. And that's Days and Vinyl. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to put those out as well. I think I may do something like that. Because I did have thoughts on all the other ones, so I did separate videos. So let me know. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to sit there and put out those videos too. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video.